Hello, welcome everybody to a short update about the Datacake platform. We've got a new feature. We updated our configuration for fields and database. So I'm showing you this now on a note card device, which I've got here in my office. So in the configuration, when you scroll down a little bit below the payload decoder, you see the database fields section. So in here, you define all the fields that are in the database and that you want to forward data and store data into. So we redesigned it. It now has the same CSS layout as everything else, and also the Add Field panel is completely redesigned. So once more you can choose the different types here, put in a name like temperature, whatever. It automatically creates an identifier for you, and you can supply the unit. So this is one thing that is new. Also, for locations, because everybody requested that, you can set values manually. You can use this picker style map here to choose some kind of position in here. But also, and this was highly requested, you can now put in latitude, longitude manually. You can also see if we set this value now, you can see, okay, this is set here. You can watch that position from there. Also, for example, for floats and so on, yeah, it all remains the same. You can set that. If we do have a bool field in here, so let's create a Boolean field like status, or let's call that switch status. We add that field, you can see directly, okay, this is false. We want to set the value, we set it to enabled, and it's true. So you can see that minor changes, just mostly about the design, but it looks great. That's what I think. There's also an update about computational formulas. So you can define a virtual field, which is not fed by payload decoder or API. And you can use that to do calculations based on formulas. So we updated this as well. So let's create a new field. So we call that virtual field, and we want to use a formula here. So we enable this, and then we can use identifiers in that formula from all these field sections. So for example, you could write bars or the RSSI multiplied by the voltage, sorry for this typo, plus 20.2 multiplied by 2. It doesn't make any sense, but if you try it, you can see, okay, no error detected because it's accessing the field. You can see what the computational result would be. We could also put in something here which does not work. So it says, okay, unknown variable, which number 2, and you can then, yeah, test that before no new data is coming. So you don't need to simulate that. This is brand new. It also makes it easier working with formulas. We could add that field now, and you can see here in the small x until next to the float tag. That means that there's a formula set. Also, we do still have mapping fields, and in here it's the same, like the linear scale, the factor, and the lookup table. In the lookup table, we have this larger, smaller, and so on. So this here is basically a fallback device, or fallback if you apply this. And we also got these lookup tables for Boolean, and then it also just allows you to have a lookup table for, or a mapping field for a lookup table. And then you could just turn this, for example, into a string which says okay, or yeah, okay, and not okay, something like that. So yeah, this is the very short update about the field section. And it looks better, it's easier to work with, especially when you are using formulas. You can see it here. And we redesigned the manual input for location so that you can now input latitude, longitude manually. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, as always, and stay tuned.